Thank you. And as you can see, it's almost a seamless transition from the last comment to the multilingual policy. So we have a new I should say we have a multilingual policy on our website now, published since the beginning of January. I would like to really state upfront, there is no revolution. So what this policy actually does is explain what we are doing, how we are, what kind of information we translate, what kind of information we don't translate, what our reasons are for these various decisions. It explains what information is available in different languages, and also defines a little bit what priorities and criteria for translation are. And finally, of course, we are here also in the end responding to recommendations from the European Ombudsman. So maybe with that, let's jump into the policy. So the policy defines what our priorities for translation are. So ultimately, decisions on what content we translate are always taken on the basis of the impact and the relevance the information might have for our stakeholders and the public. So that means in practice that priority is always given to information on medicines targeted at patients, healthcare professionals, and the wider public. And then we also have translations of some of the corporate information that's relevant for a broad audience. When we do translate, we do try to provide really equal treatment to all EU languages other than English. Although I have to say, sometimes we might actually give priority to certain languages where we know there is, say, less capacity in the national agencies to provide translations also. So we have done that we say have prioritized say certain languages in Eastern Europe over other languages, simply because also the agencies there flagged up to us that it would be good that they need some support. Good. Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah. So information about medicines on the EMA website. There is actually quite a lot of information available. So, I mean, as you know, all the product information for all centrally authorized medicines, including the package leaflet, is available on the website in all EU languages plus Norwegian and Icelandic. Then the lay language overview for every centrally authorized medicine. So that's the overview you see when you first go to the medicines page on our website. That's also translated in all EU languages. So our Q&A is about refusals and withdrawals of applications for marketing authorizations and extensions of indication. And then also for certain major reviews of medicine, so-called referrals, we also have the information translated. Just a quick side remark, when it comes to information on veterinary medicines in all EU languages, that's no longer on our website, but it's now available on the Veterinary Medicine Information website. That's an innovation that was introduced with the new veterinary legislation. Romeo, can you have the next slide? Great, thank you. We have, technical information on EMA's work is available in English only. So what do we mean by that? Basically, our working language is English, and that means also a large proportion of the content on our website that's not medicine related, but let's say guidelines, concept papers, etc. That is available only in English. So the assumption here is the working language of the pharmaceutical industry, for who these materials really are often these materials are important for the work, so they operate in English. Therefore, we think by providing that material only in English, it is sufficient. Also, English is the language in which the standard terminology is available and used internationally. So I think we are not really deviating here much. And then also, when we publish the information in English, and often it's information that's updated very quickly or constantly, by having it only in English means we are consistent, we are not introducing mistakes through translations. So that's for technical information. Romeo, can I have the next slide? When do we use EU languages in external comms? So we have a policy that all inquiries to EMA can be received in any EU language, and then will also be responded to in that language in which they were received. Now, my team runs the press office. I have to admit that we make a little exception simply because of the time span. We often have to respond really quickly. So journalists, when they have any urgent questions, they get a response back in English. Then if they really have problem understanding it, we can do something, but that's just simply in order to ensure quick turnaround. When we have public consultations, then contributions are always accepted in all EU languages. When possible, we try to translate consultation documents that are not of a technical nature, as just discussed. And then also looking at audiovisual content. Here, especially for when we produce material in lay language, we do try to have at least subtitles in all EU languages and or voiceovers, depending on the kind of material. And you would find those both on YouTube, but I think also on our EMA website. Good. Can I have the next slide, please? One kind of one objective with the policy was also to make it more prominent that we have translated information on where it is. So we have now a new web page that explains in all languages what this policy is about. The policy is translated. And also this page then provides further information on how we implement the multilingual approach and helps users to access certain translated content on our website via links and other cues. So I would invite you to check out that web page. At the moment, you can actually still find it very simply by going to our homepage and then click on the slider that says New EMA multilingual policy. Great. And then can I have the next slide? So how did we develop this? At the moment, the policy lists really the items that we published in official EU languages. But this is not I said, even though I started off by saying this is not a revolution, but of course this is a list that we will update and that we also I think where we, in a way, internally will always challenge ourselves to say, okay, actually, where can we provide more information? Where can we provide more translated information? We are committed to further develop and improve our multilingual approach. Also, really to make sure that information that is relevant not only to the small set of technical stakeholders that we have, but is important for a wider public, becomes available in various EU languages. I mean, there are a lot of kind of organizational and administrative difficulties in dealing with translations, but I mean, nevertheless, this is really, it is our ambition, but it is not an ambition that will be immediately stepped up as part of the multilingual policy, but it's definitely something where we were very willing to consider developing this further. So, thanks. Can I have the next slide, please? It should be the end. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. So here I have much less questions for you, but I'm very happy to take any questions. Thank you.